In this episode, we're going to be tackling a problem that I have, and I know I'm not the only one, and that is this mess. My desk is always accumulating things, especially since I do videos every week or every other week, and things just end up piling up over here. Let's just pan and take a look. And you can see there is a big mess on this side of the table. So I'm going to try to come up with something to address some of that mess today, and hopefully it'll help some of you out as well. It's coming up right now on the Retro Hack Shack After Hours. Well, hey there everybody, my name's Aaron, and thanks for tuning back into the channel, or if this is your first time here, thanks for watching. This is going to be a little bit different than my usual videos, but it's going to be exciting nonetheless. Why, you say? Well, because I need to clean up my mess. I don't know if that's actually very exciting, but I think actually I'm excited about it because I really have been piling up a lot of mess over here. One thing that helps me clean up my mess is the donations of my patrons. So thank you everybody for donating on Patreon. Really appreciate it. And thanks to all my YouTube members. If you want to become a YouTube member, you can do that over on the main channel, Retro Hack Shack. As you can see, I usually have a view of my table like this, and kind of looking down on whatever I'm working on. And probably some of you have noticed all this mess over here. Not a very neat individual to begin with. And so when you start a lot of projects and you're doing one thing after another, you need a lot of tools for all those various computers and things. And I tend to kind of do a good enough approach after I'm done with a project. I do a good enough cleanup and then move on to the next thing. And that doesn't always get everything nice and tidy. Oh, you can see some other projects over here. I've got a couple of Mac 512Ks I'm working on. There's a Betamax you can see kind of back here that I just got I got the belts in 6 months ago or something. And I need to put that back together. And there's some Commodore stuff over here as well that's just waiting to go into storage. So yeah, I've been storing things up here and I want to clear that stuff off as well. But really, I want to get to this pile of stuff. So you can see here kind of what happens. I have one of these little boxes. I forget what the name of these things is, but I've got one of these little yellow boxes for screwdrivers, and I've got another one for pliers and such. And then I've got various other tools that are just kind of spread out. I've got this little Pac-Man thing here that's full of stuff that I use all the time, pens and tie wraps and keycap pullers and things like that. And then over here, I'm not sure you can see it, but all the way over here on top of my desoldering gun, I've got solder, I've got isopropyl alcohol, I've got flux, I've got deoxit and things that I use all the time. Just didn't really have a place to put them, so I ended up putting them up there on another level. I've also got some tape over here. I've got my remotes for various TVs and monitors that are around. And I've got my notepad over here that I label things with. I've got other kinds of tape. And inevitably the tools, especially the tools in these bins, they end up just coming out and living here until I finally put them back. Not only that, but this screwdriver, for example, is really nice. Amazon Basics powered screwdriver, USB-C chargeable. Really like it. But this one, as well as this one that you can change out all the bits on, they don't really fit very well into these bins. They kind of really stick out, and sometimes they fall out when I'm trying to put them away. So yeah, I want to see if I can come up with a solution to try to clean up a little bit of this mess and make it more accessible. So recently I was watching an episode of The Repair Shop. It's a British show where these guys work out of a barn and they fix things. People bring in, family heirlooms or whatever, and they fix them up. And I kind of like the show and I kind of don't, because they don't go into enough detail for me. It's mostly about the story and, oh, how are you doing fixing that thing? Well, it's really hard, but I'm fixing it, okay. But they don't actually tell what was wrong or how they fixed it. They kind of stay at a very high level. Anyway, I was watching that and I happened to see the clockmaker guy had this thing with all of his pliers on it for his gear working equipment, all of his clockwork equipment that he used. And a lot of them were pliers. And they were kind of hanging on this lazy Susan type thing, and he could quickly and easily kind of spin that thing around, get to the tool that he wanted and take it off and then put it back. And he could hold a lot of tools on that thing as well. And that kind of gave me an idea, which is, what if I could build something similar and have it be multiple levels, so that I could get big tools on the bottom, small tools on top. I could rotate it to get just to the thing that I needed. And then I wouldn't have to be digging through my bins, finding the tools that are buried in the bottom of those to try to find that one special screwdriver I need or whatever. It would always be available right in front of me. I looked online and there were a lot of organizer things that you could buy, but they were very specific, mostly for art. Not a lot geared towards tools like that would kind of spin around and do what I wanted. So I thought about 3D printing something initially, and unfortunately my 3D printer is down right now and I'm waiting for a new one to come in. So that was kind of out. And also with a 3D printer, it kind of takes a long time for a large print like that to actually print out, number one. And number two, if you make a mistake, then you got to print the whole thing again. Or I was a little bit worried that, once I got it done, like maybe it wouldn't fit the tools that I had or work right. So I kind of couldn't really test that idea out. And I'm glad I didn't, because I think I came up with a way that I can make this thing by using a laser cutter. All I need to do is design some rings and then be able to elevate those rings and maybe put them on some sort of a lazy Susan. And then I could really quickly build a kind of a tool caddy thing that could sit on my desk and make everything much more organized. So let's go over to the computer and see what we can come up with. But before we design a new tool organizer, how about designing some PCBs with the sponsor of today's episode, PCBWay. PCBWay has been a sponsor of my channel for years, and with good reason. They offer low-cost, high-quality prototype PCBs, assembly services, CNC milling, 3D printing, and even more. They also have a great community site where you can order projects on demand. So check out PCBWay, and I thank them for their support of the Retro Hack Shack. So I decided to use a tool called Fusion 360 to design the elements that I needed for the laser cutting. I'm using Fusion 360 because I know it pretty well. It's got some nice helper tools for drawing nice circles and things like that. And also it is, I believe, still free for hobbyists for up to a 3-year period. So you might want to check it out if you haven't been using it already. Now, I'm not actually interested in any of the CAD tools inside Fusion 360. Really, the only thing I'm going to be doing is creating a sketch, because we need a 2D image with lines on it, and that's going to be the input for the laser cutter to cut out the shapes I need. So I think there's 3 pieces I need for this particular project. I need a platform, or the base, and then I need one tier that's up a little bit from that'll carry the big tools like big screwdrivers and things. And then I want another tier, or third tier, all the way at the top for small screwdrivers, small pliers, tweezers, things like that. So basically I just roughed out all the various things that I think I need here. Lots of circles, some slots, and I think I can only make 2 big circle cuts here. I can actually cut the inside of that middle tier to make the top tier, and that'll help save some money on material costs. So once this is done, I can just hit Finish Sketch and then right-click on the sketch itself and export this as a DXF file. This file seems to be pretty good for importing into most laser cutting tools, and this will certainly work with the laser cutter tool that I have down at the Makerspace. Once I got this done, I went on down and fired up the laser cutter. I didn't get any footage of this while I'm down here, but here's some old footage of me cutting out some plastic for a TRS-80 Model 1 power supply case. So just imagine this, except instead of a plastic case, there's a big panel of wood inside, and you can imagine what it would look like. Well, I'm back from the Makerspace and got my parts here from the laser cutter, and let me show you what I came up with. First of all, I guess this wasn't from the laser cutter, but I ordered this lazy Susan thing made out of aluminum. The bearings are a little rough. I'm hoping that those will break in a little bit more over time, or I can put some more grease on them. But I got this on Amazon. This is an 8-inch model, as you can see. And I also got a larger one, but I think this 8-inch model is going to work perfectly for this project. I was a little concerned that would be too small. I don't think it is at all. I think that's going to be perfect. So that's the lazy Susan part. That came overnight, which was great. And then I've got some screws here, but this is what came off the laser cutter. I used one piece of 12 by 24 plywood. This is, I think, like 3/16 inch thick or something like that. And I was able to cut the two main levels all out of one piece of wood. So this just comes out, even though they're separate pieces. This is the first piece. And so let's take a look at that. You can see I've got holes for screwdrivers here, and then I've got some notches for bigger things, and I'll test this out in just a minute because I need to take some measurements, but notches for either a wrench or something like that that won't fit in the hole. And then I have lots of room up top. This is all for pliers and hanging things that I might want to put here because I do have a lot of those. So I've got lots of room for screwdrivers, lots of room for pliers. And then here's the second layer where I have smaller holes. These might even be a little too big, but they're supposed to be smaller holes for smaller screwdrivers and another kind of slot up here for more hanging things. And this one, I decided to take a chance and not put a support here in the middle. And I think it's fine. It's fairly strong. We'll see. Most of the things I'm going to put on here are very light, like tweezers, keycap pullers, things that just have a tiny bit of metal in them, but they're small tools that kind of work like pliers. Those are going to be hanging on this thing. And then I also went ahead and cut out a circle here because initially I was thinking, well, I would just use this top to put things on top, like my little spray bottles full of various solutions on top here. And then I thought, wait a second, I can actually max out the space a little bit more. And I went to the kitchen and I grabbed this cup and I went ahead and designed a hole in here that would fit this cup exactly. So now I can have all my screwdrivers and stuff, and I can put pens or other things that maybe wouldn't fit this design. I can just put them in the cup and they will be right there handy as well. Last but not least, we just have the base here. Pretty simple, standard stuff. I went ahead and just lasered out these holes for the screws to make things easier. And because I did this in a CAD program, everything is exactly matched up with the holes on the other pieces. So I didn't have to do a whole lot of work to get those lined up just right. And then for the supports that go between the various levels, I'm just going to be using this 1/2 inch dowel rod. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and make a little pilot hole in each of these pieces. Once I figure out what length I want, make a pilot hole. And then when this is ready, I will attach one side to the bottom here. And then the next one will go, like this. And that's what's going to support all of the levels. I just basically have to put my tools in and measure and see where I want them. I think I'm probably going to leave a little bit of extra room here at the bottom so that I can stack even more stuff on the bottom of the organizer here. So like, for example, maybe I could put my tape on the bottom like that if I wanted to, or my notepad or something like that, and clear up even more space than I could have. I'll cut my dowel rods and then I'll come back and show you what it looks like when it's all done. All right, well, I've got everything put together now. Didn't really take too long. Got the screws put in, and one thing I found while putting this together was I needed to leave the screws on the bottom a little bit loose so that I could get the top ones in first and get those tightened and then go back and do the ones on the bottom, kind of like a piece of IKEA furniture or something. If I didn't do that, then because I cut these dowels by hand, then, sometimes if I screwed it in all the way, one of the dowels would be like, going off at an angle or something like this. But now that it's together, it's very sturdy and I can turn it around, and I've already started putting some tools in to see how it works. And now you can get a better look at how it works as well with things like pliers and screwdrivers and things like that. One thing I was thinking about with the cup holder, or the cup that I put in here, was that I could use this as a cup holder. It's about the right size. Or like I said, I could use this for pens, pencils, things that just need to be kind of in a cup or in a container like this on the top. The other thing I didn't anticipate was I forgot I was using dowels in the middle here, so I can't put something like the tape dispenser in here because, well, with the dowels there isn't any room for that. But there is room for other things, like this electric screwdriver set here. There's plenty of room for that, so that can just go in there, and it's nice and heavy, so it doesn't go anywhere when you rotate this thing around. One problem that I'll probably want someday to find a solution for is things like this. So again, coming back to this Amazon Basics screwdriver, I was hoping that this would fit in somewhere on one of the holes that I had put together. I'm like, it'll fit in one of them, right? Well, it doesn't, right? It doesn't fit in the screwdriver hole. It doesn't fit in this because it's very top heavy. There's a battery and a motor up here. So this just doesn't work. It just flops around. So this is the one tool that I use all the time now that I really kind of wish I had built some sort of special purpose-built thing just to hold this. I was really hoping it would fit in this. I just didn't anticipate how top heavy this thing actually is. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of my tools in here, and we'll see what it looks like when I'm all done. All right, well, I've got a bunch of wood shavings and stuff I need to pick up on the desk now to clean up after that project, but look, there it is, the Tower of Power. I probably could have made this a little bit shorter, each level, if I wanted to, but I actually like the height. There's just enough height, as you can see over here, in between the tops of the screwdrivers and these kind of things that are hanging off the top row here. And as I was putting my stuff on here, I noticed a couple of things. Number one, I can put a lot more tools out where I can reach them now. This thing has capacity that far exceeds those two little bins that I had before. Now I don't have to have tools on my desk here just sitting out. I can actually put them over here on the tool rack, and it's always within reach, which is really nice. And as I started putting more and more things on this thing, I found that there was more and more things I could squeeze in. So for example, here's a roll of 150 grit sandpaper, which I like to keep at hand if I'm working with 3D models or other things that require sandpaper. And I just rolled that up and put it in the little plier hanging thing here, and that worked quite well. Here's my glasses, or one set. I have about 5 of them right now, but here's one set of glasses that I use for close-up work, and that can hang there. This came out of a TV or something like that. It's one of these wire wrap things that you put your cables in and then, you know, twist it together like that inside of old TVs to hold wires away from hot components, and they work quite well as well. I've got my eraser up here. What do I use this for? Well, this is for cleaning off contacts from cards that have a card edge connection. I even found a way, this other slot right here, I was able to get this brush in here that I use to brush dust off of stuff. And on the bottom here, you can see I've got my solvents right here, solvents and flux right here, ready to go, within easy reach. I don't have to go way the hay over there to grab them anymore. They're all right here, ready for me to use. So I've got to clean up this other mess, which doesn't go in here. I do have one box left that I don't have to necessarily keep out and available, but it's just a box of little nigglies that really don't fit into anything. Toothpicks, these little plastic things that you can put in between plastic parts to pry them apart and things like that. A few commonly used sockets. So I've got those in this plastic bin. I'm not sure where I'll put it, but it doesn't necessarily have to be out here all the time. Now I can use this nice rack. What do you think about that project? Was it worth doing? I mean, it is quite a bit taller, but I've got a lot of vertical space here, but I don't have a lot of horizontal space. So I think for me, this is going to be a big win. I may go back and do some adjustments and maybe go back to the makerspace and redesign these levels and cut them out differently, maybe some bigger holes or different holes that can hold my various things. But I think this was a good first start. Maybe I'll hit it with a nice coat of paint at some point, but for now, this is a shop and I like having the wood style here, so I'm perfectly fine with it. If anybody's interested, I can certainly release the DXF file that you would use to put into a laser cutter for this particular project. I have no problems doing that at all. Perhaps I'll put a link in the description. And yeah, just a quick project that hopefully other people can use to organize their shop space. I think this is especially useful if you have a community shop where you need things to always go back to the same spot. Maybe I'm working here, maybe somebody else is working over there. We can both grab tools off the same thing and put them back when we're done. If you like that video, there's a couple more over here that you can check out, and I'll see you in one of those next. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
End of line.